Okay, so I was running late, but we're going to do the candy apple bows tonight. And the reason why I am doing it tonight is because you guys wanted me to come on tonight. So I'll be up till 12 midnight here for whoever needs help with making candy apple bows. And I am just going to get here and show you the correct ribbon that you should be using. You need to be using double face. Now, if you guys need to share your screen and get on here with me to show me the errors that you guys are having, go on my YouTube channel, click on that Instagram symbol right there on the profile part. It's the Instagram symbol. Click on that and send me a message. That's the only way I can get that link to you because YouTube doesn't allow us to message each other. So if you need to come on camera and show me the mistakes that you're having, but right now I am just showing you the ribbon you should be having should say double face. If it's not double face, if you can't get a hold to this, get 100% polyester. This is 1.5 inches. As long as it's 1.5 inch thick, you're going to be fine. The times 21 feet is the length. So the longer the better because you'll have more ribbon. And this is something you can get from my Amazon bake shop, or you can get it from Joann's Fabrics, Hobby Lobby, or Michael's. So let me just check to make sure. I just sent the link to several people and I was running late, so I apologize. But anyways, let me just make sure. Okay. So I wanted to get close up here on this. So I'm going to go ahead and take this ribbon off. So make sure it has double face, or if you can't get a hold of double face, make sure it's like 100% satin, or you can use 100% polyester. I've used that too. Oh, I forgot my lighter. So you're going to also need a lighter to burn your tips. I don't have a lighter, so I'm going to tell you what you need to do. I've made so many of these videos, so you guys should know how to like burn your tips. I haven't done this in so long. Let's see if you have any comments or questions. I'm going to type something here so you can comment. If you have any questions, you can comment here. Okay. Can you guys see that? So if you have any questions, you can comment here. I'm going to go on my YouTube page to see how it's coming up. I don't know how it's coming up, how you guys see it, but I know you guys are here because I can see you. So if someone can type and let me know that you can comment right there in the comment section, just say hi. Okay, so you want to cut your ribbon when you're making these bows, when you first start learning how to make candy apple bows. You want to make sure you have enough ribbon. So you want to make sure you have enough ribbon. Make sure you have enough ribbon. Go ahead and measure at the beginning until you learn how to make these bows really good. Go ahead and measure out about, I'm going to say 24 inches. You can do about 24 inches, 20 to 24 inches. Okay, I'm going to try to get this. So I'm going to cut this ribbon. So measure out 20 to 24 inches. When you first start making bows, because you want to have enough room to move around. And again, this is the ribbon that I use, and it'll say double face. It'll say double face. It'll have a strip of plastic with double face on it, or de doble cara in Spanish. So you can get those from any crafting store. Okay, so you're going to take your ribbon and you're going to make sure you have enough room or enough, make sure you have enough ribbon hanging. About this amount is good because you need something to hold on to. So you're going to take this ribbon and you're going to wrap it around your index and your middle finger. You're going to wrap this around. Hello. Okay, so you guys can comment. If you want to share your screen so I can look at your hands to see what you're doing wrong, shoot me a message on Instagram. Let me make sure. I sent the link to a couple people. Okay, so make sure you have enough tail. If you guys have your ribbon, go ahead and get your ribbon cut about 24 inches. Cut about 24 inches. Hello. Cut about 24 inches. I'm going to go slow here because I want everyone to know how to get this. So go ahead. I'm waiting on everyone to cut 24 inches. I'm telling you guys, this is the best time to go ahead and share your screen. If you're having any issues making bows, because I don't really do this a lot. I don't really do this a lot as far as live. I don't do live allowing you to share your screen so we can see what you're doing wrong. So make sure you have your tail hanging. And I got this camera as close as I can. so close. The Vaseline. I don't want to be ashy on camera, all on the wall. Um. So we got the tail hanging. You're going to go around your. You're going to take this ribbon and you're going to just wrap it around your index and middle finger like that. You see how it's wrapped around? You're going to wrap around your index and middle finger only. It should be looking like that. You're going to take the ribbon. You're going to take this ribbon right here that you just wrapped around your index and middle finger. You're going to take it and go in the middle of the two. You're just taking it to the middle. Okay, so once you take it to the middle, you're going to bring the ribbon up. You're going to bring that ribbon around, you're going to wrap it around your index finger. So you're going to take it, you're going to bring it up, and you're going to take it and wrap it around your index finger. That's what it should be looking like so far. Okay, my fingers are short. In fact, it's sliding off here. So you may have to readjust your ribbon if it's falling off. Then you're going to take this ribbon that's hanging down. You're going to take this ribbon that's hanging down. That's all that extra ribbon. You're going to tuck it in between your index and middle finger. You're going to take this again. I'm going to repeat. You're going to take this and you're going to tuck it in between that little V section at the bottom of your index, right in the middle. You're going to take it and tuck. Look at it. Just tuck it and stuff it. Just tuck it and stuff it. Just keep stuffing until all that ribbon goes through. When it goes through, see where I tucked it was right there in between the index and the middle finger. So when you tuck it and push it through, it's going to come out on the other side. Okay, it's going to come out on the other side. I'm just adjusting my ribbon because it's falling off. So it should be looking like this. Let me adjust this. Okay, so it should be looking like this. When you bring it and tuck it. When you take it out, when you tuck it. Okay, when you pull it out, pull it tight so your ribbon doesn't fall off. Okay, so now you want to take this ribbon and you're going to flap it over. You're not going to do anything but flap it over. You're going to flap that part over. Look at it. You're just going to flap it over. Then you're going to turn your hand over. This is the tricky part. You're going to take this ribbon and you're going to tuck it underneath this flap right here. You're going to tuck it underneath right here, not over. Come up under. You're going to take this and go up under the flap. There's only one flap that sits on the bottom right side, and that's this flap right here. So if you're following along with me, go ahead and take this ribbon and tuck it. Go under. Don't go over. Go under this flap. Just tuck it up under there as best as you can. You're going underneath the flap, and all you're going to do is pull the remaining ribbon. You're going to pull up. You need to pull up tight because you need that to tighten. I think someone had an issue with that knot. Then you're going to pull down to secure it. You may need to just jag at it. Up again, down. Just keep going up and down until it feels tight. There's your bow. Now, I don't have my lighter. I don't know what I did with it. You take it off. Take it off and cut. Cut your tails. I'm just cutting my tails. So once you cut your tails, you're going to burn your tips. It's important. It's important to burn your tips. Then you're going to take it's important to burn your tips so your bow doesn't unravel. Then you're going to take your bow and fluff it out. So if it's coming loose, make sure you burn your tips to prevent. When you burn your tips, it'll stop that ribbon from moving. So make sure you burn your tips. I don't know what I did with my lighter. I need to get a wipe to wipe this. So there's another way you can do your tails. You can do your tails. You can cut them slant ways, or you can make that V section. So this is what your bow is going to look like once you fluff it. Somebody come on camera. Somebody, you don't have to show your face or anything like that. We all probably got our pajamas on. Somebody get on camera. Somebody ask for the link. Some of you asked for the link already. I need for you to get on camera. If I sent you the link, just click on it. Just click on it. Somebody get on camera so you can do this hands-on. Let me see. Somebody get on there. All you have to do is go to Instagram, send a message, and say, let me see, okay. Yeah, I'm going to keep it on Instagram. I will put it in the chat, but, you get all these crazy people here on YouTube. Somebody get on camera. You don't have to show your face. All you got to do is show your hand and your ribbon. But this is what your bow should look like. Now I'm going to do another one. I'm going to do another one with the tail. Hi, Miss Kenya. Hi, Miss Lala. Law. Are you in school taking up law? Okay, so cut your ribbon. Let me move this out the way. Cut your ribbon about 24 inches just to give you that wiggle room, because you don't want your ribbon to be short and not have enough to pull and tighten, and that could be an issue when your knot is not secured or it's not tight. You may not have enough ribbon. Okay, this is supposed to be a party. Y'all supposed to be on camera. Okay, so we're going to, when you're doing your bow with the tail, you really need that extra ribbon. So make sure you have that extra ribbon. When you're doing a bow with the tail, make sure you have extra ribbon. I'm going to be on here at 12 o'clock. I'm not going to be on here that long. I'll probably run out of ribbon by 12. But I was hoping to be on here as long as I can to help others come on camera with these bows. So make sure you have enough tail. This time you want your tail to be a little longer, because you want tail, because you're going to make your bows with tail. And you're going to do the same thing, nothing different. You're going to wrap the ribbon around your index and middle finger. So you're going to take this ribbon and you're going to wrap it around just your index and middle finger. So make sure you have your tail here. Then you take this ribbon and you just tuck it in between. You don't do anything else right now. Just make sure you have your ribbon on your fingers and it's not sliding off. So if you're following me, I'm going really slow. And if you want to get on camera, just let me know in the comment section. Just say, hey, I want to get on camera. Can you show me what I'm doing wrong? I'm pretty much down to earth. So yeah, just get on there and say, hey, I want to learn, or hey, I want to get on camera so I can see what I'm doing wrong. So after you, and you don't, you don't have to show your face. You could just show your hand and the ribbon, just like I'm doing. Just put your camera on your hand. Okay, so the next step is taking this ribbon and wrapping it around only the index finger. So you're going to take your ribbon and go around the index finger. Okay, I need to push this back. I don't have enough finger. My fingers are so short. That's the only issue I have, is my fingers are so short. Okay, so you just, again, what I did was wrap that ribbon around, I wrapped it around the index finger. So now the ribbon is behind your middle finger. you're going to take that ribbon and you're going to tuck it in between your index and middle finger. You're just going to tuck all the ribbon. You're going to tuck the ribbon all the way through until it reaches the other side over there. So I'm just stuffing this ribbon, all of it. You stuff all of it. And you can see it coming out. At this point, I'm just going to pull it out. When you pull it, kind of tight. So you pull it. Okay. All you're going to do, you don't have to worry about if this is the right side or the wrong side. They're both the same. So that's why I always say get double face. So you're going to take this, after you pull it out, just flap it over. You just flap the ribbon over like that. You can straighten it out some because that's going to be the middle part. So you don't want that sloppy looking. So you want to kind of make sure that's straight. Flap it over, turn your hand over. So after you flap it over, you're just going to turn your hand over, and this is the part where everyone gets confused. So once you flap it over, you're going to take the ribbon and tuck underneath that flap. Okay, you're going to tuck underneath the flap. Don't tuck it over. Don't go over this flap. Go under it, right up under it. So if you're following along, just take this ribbon and go under the flap. And just pull it. Now you're going to pull up and then pull down to secure it. If it doesn't feel tight, pull up, pull down again. You might have to jab at it. I do that all the time. You may have to just pull up hard, pull down, pull up, pull down. You may have to do it a couple of times, and there's your bow. So this, I have a lot of ribbon left. You just take it off your fingers. Okay. So this is your tails. And what you want to do, you can cut them straight across or you can cut them slantways. You can cut them straight across or slantways. You can fluff it out now or you can wait until you cut your tails if you're going to cut your tails. I really need a lighter. You also want to make sure your middle section is even. So this one right here is an example where it's not tight. This is not tight. I didn't get a good tug at it. So I'm going to do this one over. So if you don't get a good tug at it, It will come loose. Make sure you have enough tail. And you're just going to wrap around your index and middle finger. If someone wants to come on camera, please just put that down there in the comment section that you need the link, or send a message to me on Instagram. My keyboard pad. Let me make sure. Renee, where you at? Sweet Obsession, where you at? But that's fine if you guys don't want to come on camera. I'll just show you anyways. Okay, so my bow it was loose, and that's because I didn't have a good tight grip on that knot. So when it's not tight, when that knot is not tight, it's going to come loose. So you just take the tail and you wrap around. You take the ribbon, you wrap around your index and middle finger. You're going to bring this ribbon up in between your index and middle finger. So you take the ribbon and you go up in between. Then you wrap the ribbon around your index finger. You want to make sure you have enough tail. And you're going to take this and you're just going to tuck it. My hand's all burnt up and beat up. Okay, so you're just going to tuck it all the way through until it reaches the other side, or you can go ahead and just pull it. So I'm going to make sure this is tight. So I'm going to pull this up. I'm going to pull that back. I'm going to take this flap. I'm just taking this and I'm just going to flap it over. When I flap it over, I am just going to tuck it underneath right here. I am just going to tuck it underneath the flap. So in order to get that tight knot, make sure your ribbon is tight on your fingers. You don't want it to be loose. Make sure everything is tight. Because if it's loose, you're going to have a loose bow. So now I'm going to take this and tuck it underneath the flap, like I've been stating earlier. And you want to hurry up and just pull it up, pull it down, pull it up, pull it down. You can also kind of like push up right there, push that knot up. You can, push the knot up with your thumb. Make sure that knot is tight. Make sure it's tight. Do whatever you need to do to just make sure that knot is tight. Like tight shoestring. Okay. You're welcome, Laura. Yeah, once you get the hang of them, it's easy. But at first, it's not. It took me 1,000 times. I always say a million times. I'm just fluffing, and you fluff out your bow. You can leave your bow like that if you want, but I like to. You can leave your bow like that if you want, but I like to fluff my bow as well. But I know some people like to just leave that bow looking like that. I guess the puffy look, but it can still be puffy. So you just fluff that out. You want to make sure your middle part is even. Make sure this is in the middle and not too much on the left or too much on the right. You want to take it and slide it if it doesn't look even. And then as far as your tails, you can cut them straight across however you want them, or you can cut them slant. See. These are not the best scissors. I don't know where all my stuff is. I think somebody took a lot of my stuff. I'm not gonna call any names. I'm not gonna call any names. But you can cut your tails. Like you can cut slant ways going up. These are not good scissors at all. So once you cut your tail, you want to burn your tip. That will keep your um, ribbon from unraveling. So I'm just going to cut down. These are not good scissors at all. And you just burn your tips. You want to burn your tips. I'm going to even it some. These are not good scissors. But anyways, you want to burn your tips to prevent the freezies. And it also makes your ends even. So you want to burn your tips. When I mess up on my tips like that, I just go ahead and cut it. I like I like my bows without the tails. It just looks neater to me. It looks neater. So what I'll do is just, especially with these scissors, I'll just cut the tips and have no tips. And then I'll burn the back. It looks neater to me. Okay, do you guys have any questions? Anybody want to come on camera? I think someone should come on camera. Okay, I'm gonna go get, let me see if I can find some scissors. Okay, I got my white scissors. These are much better. So I'll use these. Anybody want to come on camera? I missed the entire presentation. I'll catch the replay. Oh, I'm here. I'll be here. So if you want to come on, Carol, if you want to share your camera and come on and make some bows, and I can see what you're doing wrong, I can send you the link. If you want to share your camera, you don't have to show your face or anything, just your hands and your ribbon. Let me hold on. Hold on, guys. I'm just wiping my scissors down. So the most important thing is to make sure you have some good cutting scissors and a lighter. Good cutting scissors and a lighter. So when you cut your tails, you just want to cut slant up on one side, and then you take the other tail, and then you go slant down. Oh, these cut much better. And then, say you want to make a V, one of those, you want your tail to be like a V. Let me just make the bow and show you how to do that. Let me cut two more. I have some 4th of July red, white, and blue ribbon. I can go get that. Okay, let me make the, I'll make the slant again since I got better scissors. So you take your, oh, that's fine. You can watch the replay when you get some ribbon, Carol. So when you take your ribbon, you want to make sure you have extra tail hanging when you're making tails. Then you're going to take the ribbon and you're going to wrap around your index and middle finger one time where it looks like that. You're going to take the ribbon now and you're going to only go up in between the two. You're just going to go in the middle like that. Then you're going to take this ribbon and go around your index finger That's the next step. Just only around the index finger. At this point, excuse me, if the ribbon seems to be coming off your hand or fingers, at this point, just slide it back. I have to do this every time. Just slide it back. Because you don't want this to be loose, or you don't want it to be where you can't make your bow. So this is what it should be looking like so far. So you take this and you're just going to tuck it in between your index and middle finger. You're just going to tuck it down there at that V section. You're just going to tuck it all the way through until it tucks in. Hello, Veronica. So I'm just tucking it, and then you just pull it. Pull it. You might want to pull it tight. Pull it tight so the bow doesn't come off. You want to slide it down. Pull it tight. Okay, straighten out your flap a little bit. You don't want it too messy. Just, try to straighten it out. And just flap it over. Turn your hand over. You take that flap or this ribbon and you tuck it underneath. You're going to tuck this underneath the flap that sits on the bottom right side. And you just tuck it underneath it. Then you pull the ribbon. You can pull it down, but always pull it up. No, go ahead and pull it up. Pull it up, pull it down. Pull it up, pull it down. You may have to push that knot up. You want this tight as possible. You want that knot as tight as possible. There's your bow. Then you take it off your fingers. Okay, you can fluff your bow at the end or at the beginning. So when it comes to this middle part, just make sure it's in the middle, not too much to the left, not too much to the right. You want to make sure it's over like that. Okay, and we can go ahead and make some tails here. So you can cut them even straight across if you like, or you can make sure your scissors are big enough to just go across the ribbon one time so you don't have to keep cutting and cutting. So I'm going to make a tail. I'm going to cut slant. Kind of crooked. Just slant. Waves going up. You see that slant? Then you take your lighter and you burn the tips right away. And you take the other side and you're just going to go, you're going to cut it slant down. So you take the scissors the opposite way and cut slant down. And you burn your tips. You burn your tips right away. Make this A little even here. Yeah, so now you want to take your tips and burn your tips. So I'll turn this off. What you want? You know I'm on my live. Oh, this you. I'm gonna have to call you back. Well, go down there and check on her. I'll go. Let me hang up. Let me call you back. I'm gonna call. Go. I'll call you back. Bye. Okay. So sorry about that. So you just burn your tip, and that will be your bow with the slant. I wish I had a lighter because it makes it neater. How many inches of ribbon do you need? So, like I said at the beginning, Katira, I hope I said it right. At the beginning, just go ahead and cut 24 inches, 20 to 24 inches, because you want enough room. You want enough room to move around and make sure you get that bow tight. So at the beginning, when you first start making bows, just cut 20 to 24 inches. That way you'll have enough room to make your bow. You won't run out of ribbon because that's possible when you're trying to, if you cut too short. If you cut too short, you'll run out and then it's not going to work. So just make sure you cut 20, 24. I used to say about 18, but really 20, 24 is good. 20, 24 is good, especially when you're making tails and you just start out. Okay, so now I'm going to show you an example of how I'm going to do the next bow with the tail. So when the tail is hanging, okay, say it's like this. Say you have a tail and it's hanging. Okay, first thing you want to do is make sure your tail is, try to make sure it's straight. That's not straight. Make sure your tail is cut straight across. Then you're going to fold it. I'm going to show you how to do it. And you can cut this and make the end of the tail even straighter. Okay. So you're going to fold it. You're going to fold your tail. You want to make sure the flaps are on the right side. So you want to make sure the flaps are on the right side. Or on the right side. On the right side. So when you cut, or you want to make sure, let me rephrase it. You want to make sure you cut your tails toward from the two flaps, okay? On the right side and on the left side. Okay. So this would be the right side. Your two flaps, this would be the right side of the bow. So I'm going to show you. Then you take your scissors and you cut, you didn't see that. You take your scissors and you cut slant up. I'm going to show you again. You take your scissors and just cut slant up. And then when you take your bow, you'll have that V cut. I didn't cut that deep enough. Okay, that's better. So you want those tails like that. So I'm going to show you how to make those with the tails that'll end up with the V cut. Okay, Carol's daughter 39. I will share this with you in chat. I have a 14 apple order. So are you saying you have 14 apples or 14 dozen? 14, I'm thinking 14 apples. I'm doing for a party tomorrow and I'm going to try your recipe 641. Yes, 641 is it's just an awesome candy apple recipe when you have a lot of apples to dip. And it's a great recipe when you don't want thick, your candy as thick. You're welcome, Katira. You're welcome, Tanya Jackson. Okay, just 14. Oh, yeah, you're still going to have candy left over, but if they are big apples, um, you're good. I mean, you're going to get all of them covered. Because when I first, and that's the main purpose of me starting my YouTube channel. Because when I know you guys hear this all the time. I know you hear this all the time. But when I first started making candy apples, I couldn't even get a dozen. I couldn't even get 12 apples dipped out of one pot. That candy would thicken up on me. It was crazy. I would get frustrated. And I would ask, what's the candy apple recipe for 12 apples? And it was like it was a big secret. I was like, man, I don't want nobody going through this. So I don't know if you guys had that issue, but I couldn't. When I first, and they're good recipes. 311 and 411 is good recipes. It's just not my preference. But when I first started making those candy apple recipes, I really couldn't get 12 apples, especially big apples, medium to big apples. And I would get maybe five or maybe six, and then my candy would get hard, and then I would have to reheat the candy up and everything just to get 12 apples. I didn't like it. Yeah, it's thick. To thin down that candy, you just add more water. So when I came across that, and because I could get 24 out of that 641, I could get 24 small apples out of that. And the way things are looking with these prices, we, yeah, I probably be making small apples. Everything is going up. I mean, everything. Now y'all know, if I don't know what you guys are charging for a dozen of apples. Are you guys still charging the average $8 for basic, or have you guys went up? I went up $1. No, not $8, $6 for the basic. I went up $1 to 7, but shoot, I might as well go up to 8 because man, everything is going up. $6 for it used the average price for a basic apple used to be $6, but with this inflation, you got to go up, and then you're gonna have people saying, "Well, your stuff too high." I mean, it's up to you what you price your stuff, but I'm not trying to break even when I make them apples for parties and stuff. I'm not trying to break even. I'm trying to make a decent profit. So the only person that I do candy apples for free is my niece. We call her Little Big Show. As far as cutting prices for friends and family, no. Like I said, I only do apples and stuff and sweet treats for my niece. Only do it for her, and that's it. As far as free stuff, okay. So that's a good question. Mike states, how long, or asks, how long can I store candy apples for sale in my refrigerator? Okay, so if you candy apples last a good time if if you got that temperature right in your refrigerator. Candy apples can last a long time in the refrigerator. I've even cut one open and it was still green in the inside. So me personally, and this is just me, after 3 days, I don't want it. After 3 days, I don't want it. I just that's just me. But that candy apple can last longer. So I say until it's going to be up to you. If you feel like it's going to be good enough for your customers, I'm going to leave that up to you. But for me, I'm not going to eat an apple, a candy apple that's been in the refrigerator over 3 days. That's just me. But those candy apples last longer. I mean, they can last a week or two and still be good because I've tried it just to see and cut it open and they are still green in the middle, but just candy apples are going to sell fast anyways. But that's just my preference. It'll be up to you. I guess you can look at the breakdown, and you don't want to sell a candy apple that has really, it has that breakdown and it's kind of watery at the bottom. That candy is water. You want to throw those out. You want to disregard those. You're welcome. So I was hoping someone would get on camera. What are you guys gonna do for the 4th of July? Oh, so let me go ahead and do this and then I'll get that 4th of July ribbon I got. Let me move all this out the way. So I was going to do the infused candy apples tonight. I'll just do those tomorrow. Um, Make sure you have enough tail when you're making the bows with the tail. Make sure you have your ribbon, your scissors, and your lighter. I don't know where my lighter is. I really need it. And you guys can actually, once you start getting the hang of this, or if you've already got the hang of this, have you guys thought about selling bows, these bows for treats? Because I get asked all the time if I sell bows. Okay, so Tanya Jackson, she states, "Hello, Queen Diva. How can I get the coating on the candy apples to stay hard? The day after me dipping them, they still seem to be running and get stuck on the wrapping." Okay, so Tanya, first things first, the first thing that popped up in my mind or in my head is, okay, do you have a candy thermometer? Is number one. Are you letting your candy reach 300 degrees? And I'll wait for you to type that. I think make sure your candy is cooked. Don't do like me because at the beginning when I first tried to start making candy apples, I thought I was Mrs. Bad Stuff, and I didn't have a candy apple thermometer. I thought, oh, I can cook. I know I can cook these candy apples. Well, at the beginning, you do need a candy thermometer because when I was making those candy apples, my candy, that's what was happening. My candy was sliding all down the apple. See, there, I knew it. I knew it. So she said, no, ma'am, I don't have one. That's the first thing. See, I know this because I went, everything that you guys are going through, I went through too. So it's a learning experience. So make sure you have a candy thermometer because I'm telling you, I did it twice. I was like, okay, something ain't right. So I did it again. And I probably didn't have the apples cleaned good enough either. But I couldn't get the candy to stick. It was sliding all down the apple. But another thing that can happen, I'm going to say that's your issue. You're welcome. I'm going to say that's your issue because you don't have a candy thermometer. And I know that's what happened to me. But another thing that can cause your candy to melt or slide off if your house is really hot, that's something else that I learned. Yeah, well, my house is 65 degrees, but one time I didn't have the air conditioner on, and my apples became sticky. And when I tried to put them in the bag, they were sticky to the bag. I couldn't get them in the bag. So that's another thing. Your house must be cool. I think maybe my house was cool, but I was making them beside the stove and I had an oven. I was baking. I think I was like baking a hen or something. So you know how hot that stove can get around that. So I'm not sure. I think this was winter or something. I don't think I had my air conditioning on, and I think I had a stove on, and I was making my candy apples. When I was placing them on the silicone mat or parchment paper, I was placing right beside the oven in which that hen was baking. So it was hot around that area and that counter that I was placing my candy apples on. I couldn't figure out. I was like, dang, my candy apples getting sticky. I can't get them in the bag. They were sticking to the bag. As far as the candy thermometer, uh, get the candy, the metal one. It's metal. It's for candy. The other kind, I use it in my videos. It's in my Amazon Bake Shop if you want to go look at that. But the other one I use, I wouldn't use the glass one. The only time I use the glass thermometer is when I'm making caramel. When I'm making caramel apples, and I really don't want to use it then, but you have to keep stirring caramel. So if I use the metal thermometer, it's going to be in my way. But that glass, it'll break. I had that happen twice, and I had to throw away everything as far as the candy apple mixture. I mean, you have to be careful with those glass thermometers. I wouldn't use that, so just use the metal one. It's metal, and you can find that in my Amazon Bake Shop. Mike states, how do you prevent apples that break teeth? I worry about that. I have bought candy apple hard like a rock and I threw it away. Yeah, that's why my candy apple recipes, I use that 641, or for medium batches, I use 431 and 321 for even smaller batches. The reason why I use those, do that, and add extra water, Mike, is because I thin down that candy to prevent that. So when you bite into those, you can actually bite into them without any struggle. And if your apples come out too thick using those recipes, that's because you've used too much gel food coloring. You're welcome, Tanya. So I hope that makes sense, Mike. But yeah, I use 641, 431, which is 4 cups of sugar, 3 cups of water, and 1 cup of corn syrup. I use that to thin down the thickness of the candy. So I try to thin it down. Water thins it down. But it cooks longer. It takes longer to cook. It absolutely takes longer to cook. But the results, the end results, all my customers love. And then as far as the flavoring, I use butter vanilla. Let me get that. But you can use any, let me tell you guys, you can use any flavor you want. It's up to you. It's up to you what kind of flavor you want, what kind of flavor your customers want. But I use butter vanilla. Let me get it. So it's in a different packaging, but I use Loren's butter vanilla. This is all that I use, period. Unless the customer states, well, we're having a strawberry shortcake theme party and we want our candy apples to be strawberry. So I'll do it for that. But other than that, the customers don't even ask for any flavor. They don't ask for a particular flavor. I just use this and they love it. And that's butter vanilla by Lorenz. It's in a new, it has a new label, but you can order this or you can get it from Hobby Lobby. It's I got this one from Hobby Lobby when I was out there. This one is $5.99. It's been $5.99 for a long time, for years. And then as far as my white, I use Wilton's white icing color. I love Wilton's white icing color. This is probably the only thing that I love as far as Wilton's brand. It doesn't leave an aftertaste or anything like that. I really love this. And as far as my gel food coloring, I use, the majority of the time I use like Hobby Lobby's colors. And these are Hobby Lobby's. Now you can use any gel food coloring. You can use even the one at the Dollar Tree. I've used those and they work great too. Oh my gosh, y'all throwing stuff out here. Yes, Tanya. In fact, I am. I am. Um, I had to ask my aunt on something. Well, I got to ask my aunt on something because not only do I want to do desserts, it's like the Fourth of July. Okay, so the Fourth of July is coming up, and like savory dishes, and you know everybody can't cook potato salad. But God Almighty, my aunt, she taught all of us how to make potato salad, and I'm going to tell you, I wasn't. Um, I grew up like the majority of other um, black kids. I grew up in the projects, and so there was always a hustle. And being at my grandmother's house, we learned how to. My aunt, she would cook for card games, gambling games, and her potato salad was just off the chain. So at a young age, we were helping with that. So, like I tell everyone in my family, I was like, no one should have an excuse on not knowing how to make potato salad. We all should know how to make that with our eyes closed. Um, that's just something that we should know how to do. And we used to, I mean, my whole family greedy. We love to eat. So my aunt and my grandmother, they were the main cooks, and they could cook their tails off. And I really wasn't outside playing. I was always in the kitchen being greedy. So yes, to answer your question, Tanya, yes, I will be doing other things and other desserts. And Mike is hoping for a Snow White poison apple tutorial. Oh, is there any? Do you have a party coming up? That theme coming up? What other things do you guys have coming up? And maybe I'll choose several and do a tutorial on them. So put what give me at least, so if you know something that you're going to be doing in about 3 weeks or a month or longer, put it down in the comment section and I'll do a tutorial on it. So I'm gonna make those ribbons and then I'll show you. I have this ribbon. I like it. I just don't have my lighter to these are going to be cute. I really don't want to mess this ribbon up because I don't have my lighter. So I need to burn that tip. But these are going to be cute for the 4th of July treat. I like this. Do you guys like this? I need to cut the tails. There. Yes, I like that one. Maybe if I dim down this light, you can see the true color. Let me see. No, it's still bright in here. This is actually darker, and this is darker. So when do you have the Snow White birthday thing, Mike? So I'm gonna make those ribbons with the V cut. Okay. Yeah, I can yeah, I can do a tutorial on those. Do you guys know now let me ask you something. Oh, October. Oh, that's plenty of time. That's plenty of time. How many apples do you have to make? Oh, wait a minute, I missed somebody. Um the J Boogie 67. Good evening, Queen. Hello from California. Hey, that person looks familiar. Is that you, Mel? Thank you for all your tutorials. I have a question. I keep getting candy breakdown on apples when I do drunken apples. The liquor seeps through. Yes, I'm gonna do that tutorial tomorrow. I was gonna do it today, but I got stuck here um, doing these apples. 18, okay. You're welcome. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I think the candy now, Jay Boogie, do you what when I make the liquor infused candy apples, I make those the day of the event. But however, and I just threw it away. However, if now I made some for Father's Day. And I made an extra one, and I left one in the refrigerator. I didn't even have the plastic bag over it. I didn't have anything. It was just in the refrigerator because I wanted to test the breakdown. And I left this one on that little gold pedestal and everything just to see if it was going to break down. That candy apple stayed. The liquor was still it was still good. That apple was still good. So, dang, and I just threw it away because I wanted to test it to see if that candy was breaking down fast. So we're going to, and I believe I had used 431. I may have used 641. It was either 431, 641, but I had used those. I think we'll see. We'll see. We'll see what you're doing wrong. See, that's why I be want y'all to get on camera when y'all doing something. I'm gonna tell y'all. I'm okay. If anyone is watching this now or replay, if you are going to make something and you know you're going to be making something, reach out to me on Instagram, and maybe we can just the two of us can get on camera and see what you're doing wrong. And I was hoping someone would come on tonight with these bows because y'all are always asking me about these bows, but nobody wants to come on camera. I'm gonna get y'all. Y'all be tripping. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get this bow with the V tails. Who got some ribbon and can get on camera? Okay, so and if you need to go get some ribbon, somebody got 50% off. It's Michael's or Joanne? It's Joanne. Joanne's got 50% off, so you can go get you some ribbon. But Joanne's ribbons, they be the highest. I don't know why Joanne's so high. I mean, this little ribbon like this be like $4.99 at Michael's and Hobby Lobby, or $3.99 at Hobby Lobby. But at Joanne's, it be like $8.99, $9.99. I'm like, why are they so high? So with that 50% off, it's still gonna come out the same price about Michael's or Hobby Lobby. Okay, yeah. So when you guys are getting ready to make something, or Mike, when you getting ready to make those candy apples, y'all reach out to me on Instagram. Let's get something popping. Okay, so I have enough tail here hanging. I'm gonna wrap this ribbon around my index and middle finger. I want to make sure I have enough tail. Y'all want to make sure you have enough tail hanging. This is about 24 inches. It's pretty long. So I'm going to wrap this around my index and middle finger. Just like that. I ain't doing nothing else. Now I know y'all should have that down pat. Then you take this ribbon and you only bring it in the middle. like that. Then you take that ribbon and you go around your index finger one time, not both, just your index finger, like that. See, I have to pull this back because it's sliding off. So you go around your index finger one time. I always have this issue. Okay. Then I take this ribbon and I tuck it in between. I'm going to tuck it in between the index and middle finger down at that V section. So you just tuck it. Now you can sit there and tuck it, or you can slip your hand over like that and just pull it out. When you pull it out, kind of make sure you pull this. You want to pull it. This is coming off my hand, so you want to slide it down if it's coming off. But you want to pull this, and then you flap it over like that. Make sure it's straightened out. Flap it over. Then you're going to turn your hand over. You're going to take this ribbon and tuck it underneath the flap right there. Take the ribbon and tuck it underneath. Now, when I say underneath, don't take this and y'all be hard-headed going over tucking it on the top. It ain't going to work. Tuck it underneath the flap. Right there. It's a flap that sits on the bottom right side. Tuck this ribbon underneath that flap. Don't tuck this ribbon on top trying to tuck it under that way. No. You want to take this ribbon and you want to tuck it underneath. So that's what I'm getting ready to do now. Just tuck it underneath, and you want to trying to see how you guys can actually tighten this with no issues. If you come down, you're just going to loosen it. So you want to come up and just come up and pull as tight as you can, and then go down and pull as tight as you can. But you're still going to have to push that knot up, and just do it several times. Just do it several times until you feel that knot get tight. Usually I just do it really fast. I'll go up and go down. Yeah, I think you guys should do it fast. Just bring it up, bring it down. And then your bow should look like that. And then you take it off your fingers. Take the ribbon off. And then you cut your tails. I'm going to fluff this last. So I'm going to show you how to cut your tails. So I'm going to cut my ribbon about right here. Get rid of the extra ribbon. You can go ahead and fluff, or you can wait towards the end. It's like I never can wait. I like to fluff my bow out. So, okay, so I don't have this laying down. I have it up like this so you guys can see it. But when you fold the tail right here on the left, your flaps are going to be towards the left, and the right, your flaps are going to be towards the right. So your two flaps on the left are going to be on the left side. So left, left, right, right. Then I'm going to cut this to make it even. And I'll do the other one the same way. So when you cut, you want to cut on the outside where the flaps are. So remember the flaps. And you want to cut up. So you have the flaps and you want to cut up. And there's your V cut. Now I have my flaps on the right. You can do this another way. If you find another way how to do this, that's fine. There are so many ways to do stuff. I'm just going to cut this, make sure everything is even. And then you cut, your flaps are on the outside. So that's where you're going to make your cut. And there's your, I cut that too short. I cut that one too short. So when you cut them too short, you can just cut the whole tail off if you want to. But it's still cute. Those are your V-tails. And you make it look so easy, I'm going to have to watch this a few more times. Oh, girl, I know it ain't easy. I told you I had to do this too a million times. Now, if you guys, okay, so say you can't get the hang of those bows. That's why I was hoping somebody came on camera. Because if somebody else is making a mistake, 9 times out of 10, everybody else is making that same mistake. So that's why I was wanting somebody to come on camera. So say you can't do it that way, then you get your ribbon and some twist ties. Let me get some twist ties. And did y'all know the Dollar Tree be selling stuff like this? Wait a minute, let me show you this. Do y'all know the Dollar Tree be selling these straws? These are the flamingo straws. They had pineapple. They be selling little cute stuff. These would go good on some candy apples, flamingo candy apples. I didn't know they sold that. So instead of doing the bow the regular way, if you're having issues with it, okay, so with this you can cut about, you don't have to cut that much. I guess you could cut about 12 inches, 12 to 14 inches. And I think you guys may already know how to do this. But then you get your twist tie. I'm going to get a red one. So you take your ribbon and you just pretty much do it like that. You take your ribbon and you make a fold like that. You just take a fold like that. I'm going to do it again. You just take your ribbon and you just fold it like that. And you want your tails to be even. I could have cut this. But the main thing is taking this middle part, bringing it to the middle. So you're going to take that loop, that top part. You're going to take that top part and you're just going to connect it to the middle like that. And then pinch it to make your bow. You just pinch it. Then you put the twist tie over it. And you just twist the tie in the back. So you twist that tie in the back. I'm going to cut that extra twist tie. And then I'm just going to push the extra twist tie down into the bow. And then you just straighten out your bow. Now this is really, really simple. Well, I wouldn't say simple. Well, it's much easier. Let's use that word. It's much easier than the other way if you just really can't get a hang of making bows the first way. Just get some twist ties. That's all you need. I'll straighten that. Make sure you guys can see. Yeah, just get you some twist ties. And then make sure your middle is even. I'm going to use some more of this twist tie to make it tighter. The same twist tie that I cut. I feel like it's not tight. There we go. Then cut that extra twist tie, push it down, and then here's your bow. Then of course cut your tails. Cut your tails. Make sure your tails are even. I'm just going to cut these straight across. So you guys can make your bows like this if you're really, really having a hard time making bows. So it's 11:35. If you guys have any questions, I'm going to clean up my mess. I'm just going to chill out here just in case somebody decides that they want to get on camera and do some bows at the last minute. I know I like to do stuff at the last minute. But I just want to thank you guys for coming and being with me tonight. And I hope you guys are able to make bows. You know, the holidays, you got 4th of July. Um, what else is going on in the summer? Well, you got pool parties, a lot of birthday parties. We got a pool here in the I live here in a little condo and we have a pool. But my daughter said I be doing she always states, "Ma, you be doing too much." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" I'm a Pisces, so I love to swim. She keeps saying I'm doing too much. She be saying I'm doing too much. Well, you know, we shoot. I stayed in the pool growing up. Okay, both are pretty either way. Okay, thank you, Miss Tanya Jackson. Is where are you guys from? So the person that asked about the alcohol infused candy apple, I'm gonna do those tomorrow. I'm gonna do those tomorrow. So I'm just gonna hang out here because I said I would be here up until 12 midnight to help people with bows, and that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna clean up my mess here. Or we can end this early. There's no need of lingering on. So if there's no more questions, I'm just going to go ahead and end this live. Let me just make sure no one is trying to get on. Let me see if this link is working. Oh yeah, that's working. So we can go ahead and end this live. Greetings. Okay, so I guess I'll stay here until 12. Hi, New York City Brad. So I just went over, other ways to make bows if you just can't, you know, catch on to making bows. You can make them with um, the twist ties. Are there any questions you have, New York City Brat, about making candy apple bows? Or do you want to come on camera and share your camera to see if you have any issues that need to be corrected? Right now, I'm just cleaning up my mess I made. Oh, you're so welcome. You're so welcome. I'm glad. Are you making, do you make candy apple bows as well? Okay, Mike. Um, you're so welcome. But Mike says, before I forget, when you sell your apples for events, do you keep the price of each apple the same as if it was an individual apple for sale? Okay, Mike, it's up to you how much you want to charge. Like my decorated, so I'll say my decorated apples start out at 8, and then I'll have the plus, 8 plus, because my decorated apples can go all the way up. It depending on what they are. Um, they can go all the way up to like $15 per apple. It depends on what I'm doing. So everybody's when you're doing decorated apples, a decorated apple can be more than one color. It can be decorated sticks, or it can be um, decorated apples with fondant. Oh, he's from LA. No questions, just much love and appreciation. New to the bows. That's what I'm watching. Oh, you're so welcome. But as far as the prices for events, now I'm not gonna lie, when it's an event, I kind of raise my price. I might raise $1 or two. But that's just me. Y'all ain't gotta do what I do, but that's just me. I'm a little hustler. You know those big events? Like not pop up events. Pop up events I usually keep the same prices. Like how much are you guys charging for just a basic apple? Like a basic apple, like I say, it was $6, but I went up $1. I get people all the time telling me my price is too high, and I tell them, well, I'm not getting ready to break even and be doing this work for nothing. And they'll break. I mean, if your apples are good, they're gonna buy them anyways. They'll break down and buy them. That cash app will be going. Mm. So you can charge. You don't have to keep your prices the same because say you charge $6 for a plain apple. When you have an event, go up $1. Go up $1. You don't have to do that every time, but if it's like a big event and you know these people spend the money, I go up $1. So candy apples are like becoming the thing for birthday parties. So are you guys using high sweet instead of liquid corn syrup? That's another thing you guys need to think about when you have events outside. You may want to use high sweet, the dry corn syrup instead of the regular corn syrup to keep your apples held up out there in that heat a little longer. So we got California. We got somebody else from California. And we got New York City. Exactly. Exactly what New York City Brat just said. Know your worth. Like they always say, I'm the highest in the city. Well, you want them apples, you're gonna pay high city prices. And I live in the mountains. I live in North Carolina. So they tell me all the time, oh, you too high, your price is too high. But guess what? They still be cash apping. I don't know why nobody wants to use other payment methods. Everyone still wants to use Cash App. So it's fine with me. I'll get some people that want to meet me halfway or meet me like at the mall or something and pay me cash. Yep, you must know your worth. So it's 11:45, I think. Yes, Mike. I've always been a little hustler. I could tell you some stuff, but I don't know. I don't know if I could talk about that on YouTube. Yeah, it ain't bad. So, one day I'm gonna try to have my aunt on here. My aunt. I mean, I learned how to count money at a young age, and I have one aunt. She's a genuine hustler. She still hustles till this up until this day. She's a hustler, and it seems like I mean, she got that old school money, but just being around her and my other aunt because um, at one time, North Carolina, we didn't have lottery. We didn't have the North Carolina lottery, but it was a lot of bootleg lottery out there. And I was just a little girl. I was I don't think- I'm just gonna say this. My aunts were hustlers. I mean, the OG hustlers, and they knew how to squeeze. I mean, they knew how to turn a dollar. I mean, they knew how to turn a dollar into $10. Just put it like that. So that's all I know. I mean, it's besides working, I like this as my side hustle. This is a good side hustle. It can be good. I mean, if you're doing this full time, it can be good money too. Um, but this is a good side hustle. Mike, how long have you been doing candy apples? Yep. Like I use 1 cup. How long have you been doing candy apples, Mike? Powdered corn syrup, yep. I use the same amount. Like if you're doing 431, 1 cup of corn syrup, that's how much I use as far as powdered corn syrup, the high sweet. I use 1 cup. City apples. What do you mean city apples? What do you mean when you say city apples, Mike? You have a good night too. Well, I guess I can go ahead and end this live. Y'all have a good night. Bye bye. Perfect bow for July 4th. I have a week to master it. Okay, so let me show you real quick. Do you know first? Do you know how to make them with the twist ties? I'll go ahead and show you the way you want to know. Well, let me just show you real quick with the twist ties. So with the twist ties, oh, you'll be able to do it fast with the twist ties. And then the other way, you can just go look at the video. So cut about 12 inches of ribbon, and you just make that loop, like a loop like that. Make that loop. And then, oh, you're more than welcome. Let me get a twist tie. So these are the twist ties right here. You can find these in my Amazon Bake Shop, or you can get them from Hobby Lobby. So, okay, so you make your loop like that. And then you just take the top of the loop, the top part, and you just bring it to the middle like that. And you just pinch it. You can go ahead and pinch it. And then put the twist tie on it. So I pinched it, just pinch it until you get that twist tie on it. And then you take it and you just twist. You twist that twist tie on the back side. You just want to make sure you twist it tight. And that's it. So if you don't catch on the other way, you can use twist ties, which is a real easy way with making bows or candy apple bows. You just make sure, I'm just going to pull this and make sure I got this on tight before I cut the twist tie. So I'm going to cut that. And then just push that extra twist tie to the bow. And then you can fluff out your bow. And then you can cut your tails. You can slant cut them, or with these, I like these just cut straight across. I'm just gonna cut them straight across like that. And there's that bow. So these bows will be easy to make with the twist ties. Oh, thank you, Mike. Oh, this is your first time. Your friend has been selling them. She moved to New York. Oh, okay. Okay, Mike. No, you can't go no wrong. But yeah, these, you guys can make these. If you can't catch on to the other way, just get some twist ties. And you can do twist ties with that ribbon. You can do twist ties with this material too. You can use twist ties as well. Well, I know you guys can make this New York City brat. These are easy. Just take your time and go through the video tutorials, and you'll catch on, and you'll say, wow. Okay, guys. So I'm getting ready to go to bed. Well, I got some stuff I got to do, and then I'm going to go to bed. So what are you guys getting ready to do? Go party? Go to the club? I heard you guys like to party in New York City. What you say about that, New York City brat? I heard y'all gonna turn that mother out. I'm getting sleepy because I get silly. Okay, so if you're just coming on, you can watch the replay, and I'm getting ready to head out. Get to bed. You're welcome. Good night. Oh, early day tomorrow. Okay. Well, I'm going to do the infused candy apples tomorrow, and I'll probably do another both. Y'all have a good night. Bye-bye. Bye.